The TV channel A Haber and the Sabah newspaper, citing police and intelligence sources, reported that the bags were filled with Khashoggi's body parts, and that they were moved by members of a Saudi hit. 3 journalists for Sabah, Abda Aman Simsek, Nazif Karaman, and Farhat NL released a book about the killing on Friday. In it, they described a Mercedes van with diplomatic license plates left. The journalists named 3 men as the members of the hit squad who carried the bags into the Consul General's residence. The men were in. Saudi Arabia responded to CNN's request for comment by accusing Turkey of politicizing Khashoggi's killing by leaking details of evidence to the media. After Saudi Arabia admitted Khashoggi was killed in its Istanbul consulate, 5 high-ranking officials were dismissed, including bin Salman's media chief and the deputy head of the Saudi intelligence service.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,